Kapusta, the greatest gift. The greatest gift. Phillip Kapusta.
What is the greatest gift you've ever received? I myself have been lucky, received some good gifts over the years. In fact, when we got married, my wife got me this as a wedding present. 22 years later, still going strong. But, Mr. Contest Master, my fellow gift recipients, gifts are funny things. We don't always get exactly what we want. If we go back in time, a few decades, back when I was 5, 6 years old, I loved construction. Everything about it. But these were the pre-YouTube days. So my poor mother had to bring me to construction sites so I could watch the construction, watch them build. And the good folks at the Tonka Corporation made a line of full-scale models. And I decided in my 6-year-old world my life would be complete if I got the orange Tonka backhoe. And I don't know how my parents did it, but they got me everything other than the backhoe. Every gift-giving occasion, Christmas, birthday, Boxing Day, Flag Day, I would ask for the backhoe. And I ended up with the bulldozer, the excavator, the front-end loader, the steamroller. The steamroller wasn't even close. The crane. I ended up with a fleet of construction vehicles and never got the backhoe. But I learned something. Even though I didn't get exactly what I thought I wanted, I got something far more valuable. A loving family in which to grow up. Fast forward a couple decades, it's my turn to go out and start my own family. I meet the woman of my dreams. I ask her to marry me. She says yes. We get married. We're newlyweds. Everything's fantastic. In fact, we have too much time and too much money on our hands. So we decide to have children. Pretty straightforward proposition. So we start trying to have children. And I am dedicated to trying. 100% convinced. A couple months, 6 months go by, a year, year and a half, 2 years, now we're getting worried. We go to the doctors, they run every medical test known to man. They say, everything's fine, you should be getting pregnant every day, any day now. 3 years later, my wife is pregnant. That's a gift. And then one day, came home. She's laying on the bed, crying in the fetal position. And I knew what the answer was, but I had to ask the question, honey, what's wrong? She said, I lost the baby. Wasn't meant to be. And every relationship has its high points and its challenges. And if you can make it through a challenge like that, you can make it through just about anything. And we discussed this before marriage. So we start the adoption process. And 2 years later, we go down to the orphanage, adopt our son, our first child. That is a great gift. Since we still had a little time and a little bit of money, we decided to start the whole process all over again. 2 years later, we fly to the same orphanage and adopt his brother, our second son. At the time, my wife was into scrapbooking. She made a beautiful leather-bound life book, and I still remember the last page. It's a picture of the 4 of us. The sky is blue, the sun is shining, and the caption, now our family is complete. A couple months later, I'm down in the basement. I'm perched on a step ladder, the step that says, do not step here. I'm there working on the house. And I'm thinking in my mind, well, now that we have children, we have to save money, we have to pay for college. And my wife comes down the stairs and with no preamble says, guess what? I'm pregnant. Never stop trying. And I say those 7 magical words that every wife wants to hear. Well, this will change our financial plan. Apparently that was a challenging moment as well, but we made it through that too. Sure enough, 7 months later, our 3rd son is born. And then our family was complete. But the funny thing about having children is it changes the dynamic, because now it's my turn to get the gift of socks and underwear and a tie. This is fantastic. This is exactly what I wanted. And now, instead of being the one to articulate the obvious need for a Tonka backhoe, now I'm the one out at the store at 11 o'clock at night. What? He said he needs a yellow bumblebee transformer. But they're out of that. But there's Optimus Prime. He's a good one, I think. No? Okay, I'll keep looking. And then, a few months ago, my son wrote me a letter. And when I tell this story, it's because he wanted to speak from the heart and not because he'd spent all his money on his girlfriend. Dear Dad, you're the best dad ever. I'm assuming he wants money. Thank you for taking me to my soccer games. I remember when I pestered you and Mom to bring me to car shows and we would see the Bugatti and the Bugatti Zonda, and you were there for me when I got my license. Proudest moment of my life, even if it was scary for you. I don't remember the happiest day of my life, but I know it was when you and Mom picked me up at the orphanage and gave me a family. You have given me the greatest gift in the world, love. Sometimes 16-year-olds can surprise you in a good way. Because an even better question than what's the greatest gift have you ever received is what's the greatest gift have you ever given? But the beautiful part is the answer to both questions is exactly the same. Unconditional love. The greatest gift that any one of us will ever give or receive is love. And it doesn't matter if you're young, old, middle-aged, rich, poor, noble-born, a pauper. Every single one of us can give the gift every single day. It's not a one-time thing. Even more valuable than a nice watch, a Tonka backhoe, or a yellow bumblebee transformer, the greatest gift any one of us will ever give is love. My fellow gift givers, every one of us can, every day, through our thoughts, our words, and most importantly our actions, give the greatest gift in the world. Because in the end, there are three gifts that last: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Mr.